Hey folks, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO, and I am here with the one and only Will Zanders.
Man, thank you so much.
I'm just glad we're in town at the same time.
Go figure.
Yeah,
Go figure.
Well, it helped when Paula calls and says, "Hey, this is what I need."
Oh, I know. I got the call. Man, I'm all in. That's a done deal.
I love it. You know, for people that don't know who you are, that's in HBN, share a little bit about your background. Let people know a little bit who you are.
Okay. Got started with HBN mid-May. Just excited about the opportunity, to be honest with you. But we come from a couple different network marketing companies. That's just the name of the game.
It happens.
Yeah, definitely. Not a problem there. Had to leave a couple of companies because of some integrity issues. Nothing major, but some things that I didn't need to see.
Right.
But prior to becoming a full-time network marketer, I was in law enforcement for about 9.5 years.
Wow.
And in law enforcement, just the political climate of law enforcement this last 10, 15 years has been one exceptionally dangerous, which is supposed to be. It's a career, but at the same time, the media was making it even more dangerous.
I've seen a little bit of that.
Yeah, the media had a kind of weird thing of kind of putting the community against. It was strange, but 4 out of 5 of my partners have been shot or shot at.
Whoa.
And I'm not a math major, Troy, but it was time for a change.
Odds were there.
It was time for a change. Yeah, the odds were there.
What got you into law enforcement?
I love protecting and serving. It's on my heart. You know, I was the kid at the playground. We're trying to stop fights. You know, I was that kid.
Sure.
I just like seeing people happy with each other. And law enforcement was a great way. A lot of people will talk about change. Oh, it'd be great if this changed, or great if the crime rate was better, or great if, people, oh, that's so bad what happened to so-and-so. But what are you doing?
See, I ask people that all the time. I'll see stuff on social media, and they're talking about Washington or whatever. And I'll say, yeah, but what are you doing in your community? Are you doing a start?
Exactly.
It starts at home, nowhere else.
Exactly.
So,
nowhere else. What are you doing?
I get that
a
part.
whole lot of talking, not a lot of doing, and we need more doers. You know that.
That's a fact.
And doers are the word, not hearers only.
Oh my gosh! But then I saw you moved into studying law versus just being in law enforcement.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, the way our family's brought up, if you're going to do so, you can do whatever you want to do. My parents always told me you can do whatever you want to do whatever you want to be. But whatever you decide to do, be excellent.
Oh, I agree.
Be excellent. Yeah. And so I'm very one-track minded. So when I got into law enforcement, I said, man, I kind of want to. I'm enforcing the law. I might want to learn it, right? I might want to see what the laws I'm enforcing, not just being a robot. And so I took some time to go to law school, graduated from law school, beautiful experience, full of beautiful people, learned so much, save a lot in doing your own legal work.
Oh man, no doubt there.
Got back into law enforcement, and that I think took my career to the next level in law enforcement. I had a chance to work with some incredible agencies over the years, and some we can talk about, some we can't talk about. But
well, I was going to say, in that, you weren't just doing local law enforcement then, you were doing a variety of things, right?
State, local, and federal with some different agencies. Just an incredible opportunity for me, and stayed safe. Went through some tough life changes.
Sure.
Divorce, some couple of health challenges, and ended up getting introduced to network marketing by a kid who was 24 years old.
No.
And I'm probably my 30s at the time, and he's 24 years old. He used to bag groceries at a grocery store, and I saw him there. And he comes to me one day. He says, Detective Zanders. I was a detective at the time.
Oh my goodness.
Up. He says, hey. There's only one grocery store in my town at the time, and he said, we want, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna do this thing. It's gonna be great. This thing, just verbal vomit, man. We've all done it. I'm gonna sing, and then people making money. We're gonna make money. They told me to talk to the most successful people I know and tell them to come do this thing with me, and it's gonna be great. Didn't even know the name of the company. It's hilarious.
Boom.
And I'm going, kid, listen. I'm in law enforcement. That sounds like a pyramid scheme. Now for the record,
let's have a talk.
Right? And for the record, I had never researched the industry. And I was one of the people who was ultra skeptical, not because I had done any due diligence whatsoever.
Sure.
No research, Troy. No research.
But the trigger's there.
The trigger's there. I heard. I think my cousin knew a person who he dated who had a roommate whose dad knew somebody who allegedly lost one of those type deals. That's all it was, just going off on a mental tangent. And I told him no. I told him no. I said, this is a scheme. You're going to jail. Your mom, I'm going to see your mom at church, and there's so many cops in the town at the time. I'm going to have to take you to jail. How am I going to explain it to your mom? And I had to take a baby boy to jail for scamming people. And I cut that out. And look what I told him. I said, you go get you a good job.
Oh, no.
Yeah, one of those. You go get you a good job. Now, for the record, unbeknownst to him, I'm divorced. I'm living check to check. She got the house. I got an apartment. My life is in shambles, but on the outside, it's magical. Man, this guy's a detective. He's got the cop car. He's got the gun.
It's kind of like social media. We see.
That was me. So I didn't have social media heavy at the time because the nature of you don't want to have that. But I would have been that guy that, man, everything's fantastic. How you doing today, Will? Blessed and highly favored. Thank you for asking. Life was terrible.
Yeah.
And you're reaching out. You're trying to manifest something different. You're praying, hoping, wishing for something different. It came right to me, but because it didn't look like what I thought it looked like. Let it ride.
I've seen that one, man, like crazy.
Let it ride.
But you also now, you're working, you're out of law enforcement, you're seeing the network marketing. We're going to get back to that part of the story.
Sure. Yeah.
But when I look out there, you do some stuff with some kids in the NCAA and others. Can you share a little bit what got you into that?
Sure. Well, an acquaintance of mine from network marketing was like, Will.
You're just hooked. There's no way to get away from it.
No, you gotta love it. This is after I had already retired because of network marketing. We'll just fast forward a couple of years, and life is actually pretty good. Pretty blessed. Yeah. And a friend of mine from network marketing at another company said, Will, there's some science and research, because I love research. I just love the numbers. She said, you need to take a look at this. This stuff's kind of cool. I said, okay, I'll take a look at it. Some science stuff that could positively impact our teams.
Okay.
So some personal development stuff. And it's a scientific niche right now, but I feel it'll grow, called psychological kinesiology. We call it Psy-K for short.
Okay, because as I said, bless you. That sneeze
right?
there, right?
That's it. And it's a type of brain science that actually can be used for a number of applications, true and validated. Some of the top PhDs in the world actually teach it. Okay. And I had to go get a class, get certified, but I was so fascinated with the study of the human mind as far as how it could impact our industry and our teams.
That's good, yeah.
Because we see a lot of people, and you to succeed in network marketing, you have to have one desire, but you have to have a strong belief in yourself.
Yes, you do.
At some point, you got to get that belief in the business model. Belief in whatever company you're with and whatever product or service they're offering. You got to have that belief.
But that's tough because people have been beat down so much.
Super tough. So when I found out that there was a way where we could actually, communicate with people's minds on a different level using psychological kinesiology, I said, well, man, let's give it a shot. And we've used it with our teams extensively, and we've seen success beyond, I think, what we could have ever hoped and dreamed.
Well, that's amazing. Now, did you use that? How many years? A couple of years into your network marketing careers when you went and started really focusing on that?
Yeah, I was already retired in network marketing, and I say, we never retired.
How can they pull me back in?
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm still in network marketing at the time. I was a top rep with another company at the time, sure. And but that's when I got introduced to it, and it just really helped me be able to help people faster. To develop that belief in themselves that they need. So it's just It's just another tool for personal development, if I had to guess.
But I think that's good, though, because so many people, and I'm getting ready to actually do a series on the craziness of training these days, because I'm seeing all this garbage out there.
Of course you are.
It's like, what the heck? That doesn't work. What are you doing?
Why are you doing that?
I think this is great to be able to learn it yourself and then push that into your team.
Yes.
Because even if they decide network marketing's not for them, HBN's not for them, that's going to help them propel a career somewhere.
Yes. Yeah. And at the end of the day, Jim Rome and everybody, or Nightingale, everybody says it. All the great, wisdom of the age of success principles say it. The more people you help, right?
Absolutely.
You're going to get what you want. You help enough people get what they want. And what they want, you may introduce them to network marketing. They may not be with your team long term, but just the relationships and the value that you gave to their life, it's going to come back to you.
Oh, I believe that.
It's going to tenfold.
Man, without a doubt. So let me ask you. Actually, I'm gonna rabbit trail because I love the rabbit trail.
By all means, let's take a tangent, Troy.
Tell me about the tats, because I've got them, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna connect here, man.
No, plenty of tattoos. Where I grew up in Uptown New Orleans, and I'm a '70s baby, but I grew up in the '80s.
Okay.
And in the '80s in New Orleans, where I grew up in the 12th Ward in Uptown New Orleans, some of the most, it was crime ridden, but we didn't know it because that's all we knew.
Understand that.
My parents were wonderful people. They were just fantastic, educated people, but based on the economy, that's where we lived.
Okay.
And, you're just a product of your environment. So the second I moved out, couldn't wait to move out of the house. I went to college, not because I wanted to go to college. I went to college because I knew if I did well on the ACT, I could get a scholarship, and a scholarship to my Uptown New Orleans brain meant food all the time. We get to eat 3 times a day. Yeah. And it's free, and I get a home, a dorm, but I get a home.
Yeah.
And I can be there because I grew up in a house, 2-story house in New Orleans, 17 people. Wow. 17 people. in one house, and that was not counting the transient family members who would stay from time to time.
I understand.
And so that was my way out. College was my way out.
Okay.
And so I absolutely love it. So I'm taking a tangent with that. But growing up, I had tattoos before I ever walked out of high school. And then when I got involved into some different aspects of law enforcement on the state, local, and federal level, we were in the narcotics field in law enforcement, and we did a lot of undercover work, which is
added to
plenty of that. And just the nature of where I came from made it easy for me. So we had a nothing minor, but we did some incredibly valuable things for the local communities, not where I was from, but in different areas, because you don't work where you're from.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know where you're from. But the tattoos were just something for me that I always had. But as I got involved in network marketing, it was just art for me at that point. And I was like, okay, I don't need them anymore. I've grown up, I've been past that phase in my life, but I truly do enjoy my body as a canvas.
Yep.
I believe tattoos are just one of the most beautiful art forms. And when you own your own life and you're your own boss, long after tattoos serve their purpose as whatever young man, beating our
Absolutely.
chest we feel we need to do, we fought in the street and we got tattoos. It's what it is.
Yeah.
And then in undercover narcotics, it worked out great because most cops in the military have no tattoos at all.
That's true.
And you can see them coming a mile away. They're going to get shot. They're going to get hurt unless you can really play the game. But I grew up in the game, so I understood it.
Well, see, and it tells a story of your life.
Well, literally.
Yeah.
Literally, everything tells a story. They all tell a story.
Absolutely.
And in network marketing, once we got started in network marketing and did well, was able to get some good results and became financially free for the first time in my life. That amount of money would set me free for sure. I didn't have a boss anymore. So I can do whatever I can wear what I want to wear. I can grow my beard out if I want to, get a cool Troy Dooley mustache, But then it would be too many ladies talking to me. I can't get the mustache. It'd be too much, man. I'd be like the Black Magnum PI. It'd be crazy, man.
Ooh, hey, that could be a TV series now. We can roll with that.
We could do it. But that, yeah. So that's what it was, man. But tattoos is just something I love, just art.
We could be the new Starsky and Hutch, man.
I would sign up for that.
That would work.
I would sign up for that. 100%.
So with the success that you've had, both inside and outside, just in life, you decided, I'm not a victim. I'm going to crank this thing out and do my thing.
Yes.
Went to college, went into law enforcement, went back, got your degree. You've got this brainiology stuff that you're doing now. Right. See, I'm not trying to say that word.
That's okay. That's all right. Side K. We got it. Yeah.
You got your side. Yeah. You love network marketing.
Love it.
You've had great success there. And then you find what I call the hidden gem in HBN, but it's a small little cash-happy, ownership-focused on quality. I mean, man, that girl has been through the ringer and said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right.
Do it right. Wow.
But it's so small. Why here?
Well, we 77% of people, regardless of how beautiful and wonderful the internet is, 77 by connecting total strangers, 77% of people in network marketing got introduced to their company by someone they knew.
Absolutely.
And I got a call from my buddy Charles Holmes.
No.
Yeah, Chuck, man.
Good old
the
Chuck.
Chuckster. Oh yeah, the Chuckster, man. Retired, military veteran, network marketing, icon. And but we were friends. We worked in some previous ventures together. Some did well, some did not so well. It's just the nature of the game.
That
some
happens,
investments and things. Yeah. And he called and said, well, you got to take a look at this. Got to take a look at this. And I said, man, what is it now? And which was fine, because there's a certain level of mutual respect we have. That's one of my good, even outside of the industry, that's one of my best friends. So I said, okay, man, I'll take a look. And he sends me, I think, a PDF of the compensation plan.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, and I think I'm driving at the time, so don't text and drive, kids. But I'm scrolling through it.
He's retired from law
enforcement. Yeah. By the way, do as I say, not as I do. No. And so I'm looking through it, and halfway through the comp plan, not even finished it, I put it down. I called Chuck on the Bluetooth. I said, Chuck, if this is half as legit, half as what I am currently reading, I'm in right now, sign me up, what do I do? And it wasn't midnight before I was in HBN. Everybody joins with a free tour.
Sure.
Made my first order that night, got the Rise coffee.
Ooh,
ended up upgrading to the kit like a day or two later after I learned more about the comp plan. But right then, I just wanted in. And I wanted to be a part of that, and see, I'm the type of person, I'll jump in first and do my due diligence after.
Now see, I warn people about that all the time.
That was me with this particular company, but I've learned that. Like previously, when we'll backtrack just a hair.
Yeah,
just
please,
a hair.
Please.
When that young man who was 24 years old told me about the industry, I was a due diligence first person, which is not a problem.
Right.
And he went on to make a ridiculous amount of money in a short amount of time because he caught that company at the right time, right place. The perfect storm was there. And at 24 years old, he was still so young. Life hadn't kicked him in the teeth yet.
Yeah.
He still believed. He still had his dreams.
He's just cranking and going.
Cranking and going. Had good mentorship. And I ended up partnering up with that company at some point. That company ended up retiring me. But I was 6.5 months behind the wave. And that can be an eternity sometimes.
Well, it can, because when we start that due diligence process, we can really get into a rabbit hole.
And that happened.
Yeah.
6.5 months of rabbit hole, right? And but ended up being a good opportunity for me. And again, had to leave that company for some reasons. But at the same time, I said to myself at that point, if I get a solid opportunity and just going with my gut, and when you're in undercover narcotics, you got to learn how to go with your gut instincts. You got to go with your gut instincts. God gave us that. You got to go with your gut instincts. And so I said, you know what? Chuck's my buddy. He's a green personality type, super due diligence guy, and he wouldn't have never came to me if it wasn't solid. And so I got started first. But as I started to learn more about Paula, about Ben, just doing research,
great friends,
man, Alexandria Brighton, you, Kevin Thompson, I'm like, man, this is, how does nobody know? Well, I'm just glad I know. And I was in. And after that, we planted a flag. We shut down the other businesses that we were operating in. Some friends of mine had started a construction company last year. We outsourced that. I have a field manager now to take care of the day-to-day with that. We paid a guy to do, one of the good buddies of mine to do that. But that all came from network marketing money.
Sure.
And so I ended up saying, this is HBM. We're going to do it. We're going to do it full time. We're going to do it. We're going all out, and whatever's needed, we're going to grow this company. We're going to make this happen. This is our Amway in the 70s. This is our Herbalife in the 80s. That's what this is.
How long have you been with them?
5 months. 5 months. 5 months. Feels like 5 years, but 5 months.
Well, I tell you, you're making some progress quickly.
Man, we tried.
It's like, wow. It's like, well, where'd Will come from? It's like, man, you are just, and your team. This is the cool thing about you. It's not just you.
Oh, no.
I mean,
no.
share a little bit about your team, because you really build that. I say team, it's almost like a family experience that 100%. You guys have.
And we strive with that. We want to be a family in everything that we do. Network marketing, to me, well, your real product is people.
Absolutely.
That. But when we're in the leadership development business, we're in the relationship business, and the people that partnered up with me, I didn't go raid my old downline and bring over a big team, stuff like that. That's unethical. I could have got sued for that. We don't do those things. There's no need. But I did talk to two of my good friends, the same way Chuck Holmes talked to me. And after doing some research, I said, we can do this. And we put an emphasis on personal development and skills training. We don't want people to do what we did when we first got started, just vomiting on everybody. Yeah, join my team, buy my stuff. Facebook spam, and we don't, guru this, and we've seen it all, done it all, made the mistakes, and it all started off, with Chuck Holmes. Man. That's my upline sponsor. I love him dearly. That's my brother. And
but I don't think he works, man. I see him on the boat. I see him
Chuck, man. Chuck is he works from the boat. Let me say that.
I can believe
he's
that.
Probably hunting right now. Chuck, you're watching this. I know you're probably hunting partridge or something. Yeah. But I'm telling you, he checks in with us daily. He will find time in the duck blind and do a Facebook Live to train the team.
He's crazy.
And then turn it off. But he gives us that culture of skills. And we go ahead and I have a couple of leaders, Melissa Brower, I think she's a pro right now, Director Angela Doss, Yusef Willoughby, Callie Noble. I have some people who have just come on board who are just having the success, silvers and golds, Anne-Marie Balencieri. So it's not just me. Yeah. We have peeps, so many bronzes and silvers, I can't count them. Golds, platinums now. Nikki Margripolis out of Australia. Just some beautiful people who are up on board. And I think when Melissa Brower got to, I think Pearl last month, and she should be something higher this month, but the point is that just was, and we got to look down the line and see all the golds and silvers and bronzes and hundreds of executives coming down the pipe. We just tell them, just trust the system, trust the company, trust the product, okay? Be a product of the product, really believe in this company, just believe in the company for 90 days, steal my belief until you have your own.
Absolutely.
Okay? You don't have to believe in this comp plan. Your direct deposits hit every day. You do anything, they're gonna. It's a cash happy company for sure.
Cha-ching,
right? And just come down this process, and this is where you can be. This is where you would be if you follow the process, follow the system. And people get tired, Troy, but systems don't.
That's true.
And the systems that you and Paul and Ben and everybody's put together, and Matt and Kathy with the IT staff, these ladies, Debbie and them, the systems here are as crisp and as evolving in the right way as any I've ever seen with any company. that I've been involved with, and the systems to make it easy for people who have desire and slightly above average work ethic.
Yeah, and you hit it right there. Just a little bit higher than average work ethic.
That's it.
You're willing to just take a little bit extra step,
Right.
get it going, because eventually that system does, take off and it runs with you. You know, and it helps when the products are the type of products that HBN has.
Man.
You know, that's one thing.
Don't get me started products.
Oh.
We'll be here for 3 hours.
I know. Well, that's it, because they just, and a lot of people that, Troy, you got a lot of products. Well, the company does.
Yes.
But there's a reason.
Yes.
And when you ask Paula or you ask Alexandria about these products, the spark, that passion of why that's there. It's like, whoa, when you've got that on one end and you've got a good workforce in the other hand, the sky's the limit on where that thing can go. I mean, it's great. But I'm gonna a little secret you were sharing with me offline. You don't just take all of your money and spend it on Will and spend it on your families. Share a little bit, because you're a life-giving leader. So I want you to share a little bit about what you guys do in that area, because I think that's a blessing to other people.
Well, yeah, and this is the thing. It's some people call it karma. Some people call it sowing and reaping. It's when you give, you will receive.
Yep.
And you're going to receive in a larger amount in which you gave. It's the law of the seed. There's no escaping that. That's a universal law. So one of the things we like to do, we did this. I should have probably got clearance on this from corporate, but we, as our team, we pool our commissions together, our leadership team. We pool some commissions together, and every 90 days we'll do a food drive, and we'll work with different validated, vetted food groups. We work with Feeding America this last 90 days, and we fed over 8,800 people. 8,800 families were fed, and those are all with HBN commissions, and we actually wrote that check in the name of HBN. So when I get the letter to my house from Feeding America, it says, HBN team X, Y, and Z. So we didn't want any personal, we didn't even announce that on Facebook. Absolutely. We didn't tell the company, but we wanted to do some things on behalf of HBN to set the tone for future top earners, to make sure we're helping those who are less fortunate.
Well, and that starts at the top down. And I want y'all to know this. When Will, myself, it doesn't matter. When you're giving to other people, you don't need to brag about it on Facebook. What you do is you do what you're told to do, you do what that calling is, that gut instinct, and you roll with it. Look, it's not about the recognition. I'm bringing this up because I want people to understand, in today's culture that we see a lot of this in social media, we see a lot of it in politics, and everybody thinks it's greed. Everything, me, more money. And I wanted people to understand that you really do walk your walk. It's not just about you. You never forgot where you came from, and you're still pouring in to the community that way. And I think that to me is who Will is.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. And again, that's a culture of our entire organization. I know that with Paula, not just from a compensation plan standpoint, but from the recognition standpoint, from the fact that she as a CEO owner will reach out to thank you for your effort. That level of recognition and giving, which she does not have to do. I've been with some.
She gets excited. You'll see her. Hey, I'm at the Apple store today, and you know what she's doing.
Exactly. And so it literally blows me away. So again, it starts at the top. We were just able to manifest this partnership. We were able to attract it. They were able to attract us here at HBN. We're all one HBN family. We all say that all the time. Marcus and Tim and Chuck and Leah and Kim. Everybody, one team, one dream. It really is.
That's it right there.
And Paula's giving spirit. Alexandria's giving spirit. She poured her life into these products.
Absolutely.
And we simply want to continue that and even take it to another level of giving. So we have some big goals. We have our rank goals and our income goals and team size and all kinds of stuff. But we also have a how many families have we helped this year goal. And so this year it's the homeless community in America, particularly the Southeast United States and beyond. And next year it's going to be a different charitable cause that we choose.
I love
so each year it's something different.
That's powerful. In some parting words, what could you give to the viewers to look at?
For the viewers, anybody who's considering partnering up with HBN, it'll be, I can only speak for myself. We can't make any income claims or claim that the products cure, treat, or prevent disease, but I can tell you financially for me and from a health standpoint, it's the greatest financial and health decision I've ever made. And I don't say that lightly. People say, Will, is it a better financial decision than law school? Yes. Is it a better financial decision than any investments? Yes, it's not a question. So from a financial side, HBN is just such a beautiful machine. I highly recommend you take the opportunity to be a part. If you're already involved with HBN, I'm going to tell you, plug into the system, plug into what we're doing at HBN with your plugged in upline, and take every opportunity to do personal development and acquire skills. Because and take your product, because when you take your product, you're going to believe in the product, and then you're going to believe in yourself. You're going to believe in the company. You're going to believe in the business model. And when you have that ironclad belief, people are going to believe you're going to want to partner up with you because you can help get them to the promised land. So that's it. And ignore the naysayers, man.
There's plenty of them out there.
I'll close this little short portrait of it. You got three types of people that's going to give you information. People that have never done what they're talking about.
Yep.
People who tried what they're talking about and failed. And then you got the people who succeeded at what they're talking about. So for anybody new, even anybody here who's deciding if you want to plant a flag and make HBN home, if you're trying to decide whether or not you want to make a financial wall of security around your family that nothing can get through, if you're trying to decide whether or not you're tired of seeing people on the Travel Channel, but you want to go to the places on the Travel Channel, get your questions answered by somebody who knows what they're doing. Please get with the person introduced to the business, somebody in there plugged in upline, and we have so many great leaders in this company right now. Get with somebody who's been successful at what they're doing here at HBN, and get your questions answered by them. Don't ask your uncle who's never done it, or your sister's boyfriend's cousin who tried a business and quit 3 days because he wasn't a millionaire later. Talk to people who have success in that arena, and as a life principle, that'll help you get far. But thank you so much for the opportunity, Troy. I had a blast, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate it. Guys, another great interview. And listen, stay humble, stay strong, and if you're in HBN, act like it.